Alright, YouTube fans, it's Hair BMW again. Changed my mind. Hadn't planned to work on the E90 330i today, but got my chores done, and we got a storm going to be rolling in, so I wasn't going to be doing anything outside. And did a little bit more research about trying to get my tensioner and my idler pulley off, and I've just decided to try it and see what happens. So y'all are going to come along for the ride. So, first thing, there are some T20 fasteners right here in the front, which hold both this little shroud and the snorkel. So those will come right out. And I was fortunate, I have a T60, which is really very big as far as the T's go, for the tensioner that's down inside. So just, I had one, actually I got it for taking the seats out of my Ford Excursion. And every time I buy what I thought was the biggest one I was going to need, it always seemed like there was a bigger one I needed. So, now, there you go. So, there's the snorkel. That's going to need to get cleaned up. Where to put it, too. That's where to put it. You love those magnetic trays. Alrighty then. So, there is a hose that goes from the expansion tank over to part of the radiator. My understanding is that the hose will just clip out of there, and theoretically this fan shroud will just lift up. That's what they say. I don't know about that. That doesn't look like it's going to pass by there, but we'll see. There's a plug over here. Because when you buy a used vehicle like this, as I've said many times, you just never know what you're getting. And when you turn 100,000 miles, a lot of things typically are at a point where they're going to need some attention. So that's what we're attempting to do. Not very much success. There it is. There it is. Alright, so see if we can just tuck that right there. That wasn't too bad. Too bad. Maybe this needs to go in the front. Maybe that will suffice better. And somebody has wire tied, or zip tied. I think that's correct. What I think is the thermostat temperature sensor. Folks, I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this one. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I was doing a woodworking project earlier, and these things are covered in sawdust. Being half blind and dirty glasses puts me at a distinct disadvantage. I found something cool today. I heard it talked about a while ago. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. It's this self-fusing silicone tape. It only sticks to itself, and it's supposed to be a wonder for sealing up things or tying things together. So I'm going to throw this in the old E90, and my thought was that if you ever had one of those radiator leaks or something, that it might fit the bill. And so we're going to give that a try and see don't want to make this sound like I'm diffusing a bomb, but I also want to make sure that I don't cut anything more than just that stupid wire tie, if you know what I mean. There it is. Okay. So that's loose, and I think there's one more T20 there. And in theory, this thing's just going to pop out. I'm going to switch from the driver to the ratchet. It's a little easier to get in here. Yep. The other week when I looked in here and I was thinking that this looked way more complicated, it's because of the way some of the things are attached in here. It looked like it was far more involved than just this. So we will see what we will see. It's supposed to just lift up out of here. Crap, my kingdom for crap. Thank you, BMW engineers. Always one last little safeguard. One last little safeguard. That's not right. That's not right. Alright, we got to go back to the internet. Actually, we'll go to the slightly more definitive source. If you're going to own a BMW, you got to own a Bentley. All right. There's a fastener on the bottom attaching the automatic transmission cooler to the fan shroud. Who knew? I should have known. I've read this. Oh well. Well guys, down on the ground we go. Down on the ground we go. And this has got that whole pan. The whole front of the car has got a pan under it. Yeah, that's not going to be fun. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, YouTube, it's here BMW, and another tale of woe. Pretty much what happened, and I'll show you here, is I was attempting to take out the fan shroud, or the fan, and this is the vent, upper radiator vent line comes across and attaches right there. So I had unclipped it back here, as you can see, right here, and I had laid it up over here, And guess what broke off? I don't know if you can see it. There was a little fitting right there. It went right there, broke right off. So I've ordered this new piece and this new piece, but it'll be best of the best would be the middle of the week before it gets here. So gonna try a little I don't know what you call it. I'm going to try a little backwoods engineering, redneck engineering, whatever you want to call it. So I've got a barbed brass fitting and some JB weld, and I'm going to see if I can just drill that hole out a little bit bigger to get that brass fitting in and JB weld it, and then attach that line to it so that it'll get me through hopefully a couple of days until the parts get here. You know, the wife can take me, but it just messes up her day. Got to leave a lot earlier to get me to work and then come and get me after. And since I sold 2 vehicles to get this one with the intention of trying to cut down what was in the parking lot and what we were paying to the government every year, don't have a backup now. So so we'll see. If it doesn't work, it's not like I can't get to work. And then the holiday weekend coming up, we're leaving Saturday. We'll be gone the weekend, the week, and the following weekend. So kind of got to get it done now. So I'm going to get to it, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to leave you on and let you watch the process, and then again with the new camera, we'll see what happens. Okay, YouTubers, there's the JB weld. Here's my fitting. We're gonna see what happens here. I don't know. Never used JB weld before, and I've seen it used, and I've seen it save some folks behinds, to be sure. And I picked a barbed fitting because A, I needed something that was hollow, you know, I mean clearly, and B, because I needed something that wasn't smooth, that, you know, that would be able to grip. At least that was my theory. So we'll see. It's either going to work or it's not. And if it's not, I chose, well, for a lot of reasons, because I'm impatient for one, but I really do think there's a good reason. I chose the quick setting because I felt like if it was going to work, then I'd know, because the regular stuff you need to wait 15 hours, which would be kind of hard. This stuff is, well, 6 minutes, you know, but you know, 2 hours before you really can try and use it. So I think, you know, I'll give it plenty of time this afternoon to see, and as long as it holds, then on a wing and a prayer and a hope, I'm gonna, you know, hope it's okay and go ahead and use it to go to work tomorrow, and I guess we'll find out. So that's what it's looking like right now. If that JB weld will hold to that composite plastic and hold to that barb and the little lip that's on there, I don't see why it wouldn't work. And then I can put my hose over it with a couple of clamps, which I have, and in theory it should work. And standing here holding this board that I just mixed this stuff on, and one of the interesting things that I've been watching on the YouTube for a while was people were asking what their favorite tool in their garage was, and you know, you get thinking about it, and it is a hard answer, but it just occurred to me when I was working with this. This is a white composite material that's used in boating, and I can't think of for the life of me now what it's actually, the brand name was. Starboard. But when I was a cabinet maker, this was the little board that I had with me all the time when I was doing edge banding and things like that. You had to be able to cut it off, and this is perfectly rectangular. All the corners are all square, so you could use your square and get square cuts. And goodness, I have cut a million feet of edge banding on this little board, and I've had it forever. And the beauty of it is that, you know, very little will stick to it. It's super elastopolymeric or something like that, I don't know. But the reason they use it in boating, A, because it's white, primarily, I think. Well, not primarily, but in part. And in part because it's not in any way porous, I guess. It doesn't mold or mildew. They use it for cutting boards. They use it for steps because it has a texture on one side and it's smooth on the other, and it comes in black and white. They're the only two that I've seen, but it comes, this is the 1/2 inch. It came all the way up to 1 inch thick, and a 4x8 sheet of that inch thick stuff, which we use to make stair treads. It took 3 men and a boy to move that mess. So, you know, another odd day in Hair BMW's garage. Didn't intend to do anything on the car, and then yesterday I got the wheel up and I decided, all right, I'll go ahead and change that belt and tensioner and idler pulley, and then, well, here we are. It's now Sunday morning. I've been to church and been to the auto parts store and been to Lowe's, and we'll see. We will see what we will see. And I guess, I don't know if it's me or if it's a guy thing or what, but right now I want to touch that in the worst way, and I'm not going to. When I was in the contracting business with my brother, he was our drywall guy, and there were times where he just needed an extra hand and he'd call me, but he did it as little as possible, because for me, if I'm going to put drywall mud on, I want it to be perfect every time. I want it to be not perfect, but I want it to be smooth, no ridges and no lines, and he used to go crazy. We just slap the crap on and move on. You know, you scrape it, and then you put the second coat on, you scrape it, and you put the third coat on, you sand it, and you're done. All I need you to do is put the first whatever on. And I'd pull and pull and twist and pull, and so drive them crazy. Drive my wife crazy too, but so what? That's life in the fast lane. And just for a little bit of a John Kerry update today, it's Sunday the 24th of August, and it is an amazing day in eastern North Carolina. I'm telling you, we've got some cloud cover, which is not unusual, but the breeze is brisk, and it is very cool. Very, very, very cool. Now that I have a camera with a thing on it, maybe I can show you all a little bit closer what downtown is. Way over there. Look at that. Wow. Whew. I had no idea. Of course, I can't keep it steady now, but that's the downtown area. That's kind of a residential section right there. Ooh, it is hard to keep it steady now. And then as we move over there, that's sort of the corner of the downtown proper, and then you get behind the trees and stuff, and that's where everything is. And then right straight across from us is there it is. That's more condos over there, and I'm gonna bring that back a little bit, 'cause that's crazy. And then you go down over here. That's the train yard. And there's no fertilizer fertilizer plant over there, which is all pretty much just vacant ground now. There was a lumber mill. Started out as Bates Lumber Company, and then it became A-Rant Lumber Company, which was in that area right there, and then right next to it was the fertilizer plant. That's all empty now and waiting for somebody to develop it. There's our gazebo, and then all the way over there you can see the railroad trestle, which goes between the town I live in, across the river, and to New Bern, and then you'd go sort of whatnot like that. So anyway, that's where we are. I'm going to cut this off now, and I'll come back this afternoon, check it out, see. Ooh, man, is that thing still? Oh, I still had it way in. There it goes. Wow, that's a whole lot of zoom on this thing. I had no idea. That's cool. Anyway, there it is, and I'll come back this afternoon and hook up this vent line, and we'll see what happens. No guarantees, no guarantees. And the other thing that I have to try and figure out today is, in order to get this video on my computer, it doesn't come with a cable. You take the card out, the whatever it is, the SD card, I guess, and you just stick it in the computer. So then I have to figure out, I guess my iMovie will just read the card. I don't know. So I'm gonna fool around with that. I kind of enjoy doing the editing, although you can't tell looking at my videos because I don't tend to take a whole lot out, but we will see. And that's about it. I'll get back to y'all later. Bye. Well, hello YouTube, it's Hair BMW, and got nothing good to offer. I'll show you. There's the hole. There's the piece, and the JB Weld didn't do it. It didn't do it. I don't know, just didn't do it. I was being real careful and putting the hose clamps on, and next thing I know, I could see it looked like it was cracking or bubbling or whatever, and I just tugged on it a little bit and it came right off. So I had roughed it up as much as I felt like I could, and you can see where it seeped down into all the little scratches that I put in around there, but no go. So I guess the answer is that JB Weld won't stick to that composite. So the only thought I had left was I could try and find a 1/4 inch threaded fitting and try and thread it in there, but I don't think so. I think it's just going to have to wait until the new part comes, which is going to be an ordeal in itself. I've been doing some reading on that, and once I have to take this hose off, there's another hose below it right here. It runs down back there. So of course I ordered some antifreeze, which I'll mix, and it'll have to go in. But I don't know how much I'm going to lose, and because this has got the electric water pump, then there's this whole procedure about bleeding the air out. I don't know. It's just kind of aggravating, but I really kind of thought maybe that JB Weld deal would work. I never used it before, but it didn't. So that's it. So this is going to be the end of it. I'll add this to the end of the video that I already have edited up, and that's it. It'll go out like this, and because that's going to be such a big project that I'm going to have to do in the evening when I get off work, I doubt very much that I will be able to film it, because as soon as the parts get in, I'll start it, and if I don't get it done in the first night, which I don't know, hopefully I can, but if I don't, then I'll still have the, you know, well, I don't know what day it's going to come. If it comes Thursday, I'd have Thursday night and Friday night, I guess, but that would, and I got to get it done, because once we get back from vacation, then it's got to be done, because I've got to get back to work, use it to get back to work. So we'll see. Disappointing, at the very least disappointing, but there it is. I just noticed there's another spot of that, another spot where the plastic dip got underneath, and I'll have to get that off of there one of these days. Alright, so that's it. Nothing much to report, just a monumental failure. Oh well, what are you gonna do? It was worth a try. Alright, thanks YouTube.